96.3 WDVD. Good morning. It's the Blaine Fowler Morning Show. We are live from Oakland Mall. It's Toys For Tots Stuff-A-Bus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And with us is Gunnery Sgt. Ray Mitchell from the U.S. Marine Corps. Round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out today. We really appreciate it, and we appreciate all that the Marines do, not just for our defense, but things like Toys For Tots. I mean, you got involved with Toys For Tots long before you were a Marine.
That's correct. Back in while I was a young man in the mid-'90s, early mid-'90s, I received toys from the Marine Corps in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
And I saw that as I was getting older. In 1995, I specifically saw this Marine sergeant in uniform at the church giving out toys, and I was like, I want to do that one day.
Wow.
I want to be that uniform. And it looks cool, and he's getting all the attention, and everybody's getting the toys. He's being real helpful. So, 6 years after that, actually really 6 years, no, 7 years after that, I joined the Marine Corps.
Wow.
Recruiter saw me, he pulled up in the Humvee, and I was walking home, I was like blanking mind, and I was like, okay, all right, this is Humvee pulling up next to me. And I was like, oh, hey, how you doing, young man? I saw you looking at the Humvee, and I was looking hard.
Yeah.
So I shook his hand. He said, okay, you like what you see? I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. I was like, yeah, I'm Staff Sergeant Williams, that's his name.
Yeah.
And he was saying that, I was like, well, you ever thought about joining the Marine Corps? I was like, a little bit. He said, well, you want to join the Marine Corps?
Wow.
And I said, yes.
Wow.
As simple as that.
And the rest is history.
Right. It happened in August 2001.
But that experience of when you were younger, receiving those toys,
right,
that had something to do with it.
Correct. It made a huge impact on me because, my family members, like my father and my grandfather, they were Marines actually, but they did 4 years and don't really talk about it as much.
Yeah.
But seeing the impact that the Marines had in my city, with Toys For Tots, I was like, year, 92, 93, 94, 95. I was like, I'm going to do that one day.
And it made your Christmas better, too.
It did. It gave me hope. It shows that there are people out there that are willing to help out and give joy and, like I said, hope. And I want to be that Marine. I want to be that Marine to do that.
And you are. And I think one of the coolest things about Toys For Tots, and not many people know this, is that the toys stay right here in Detroit.
Correct.
They stay local, and they go right to children here who need them. And not that children everywhere don't need toys during the holidays, but I love that about doing Toys For Tots. And you've been, not only have you received, but you've been working with Toys For Tots now for years. How does that feel when you are able to give that back now to a child after knowing how it feels to be that child?
Well, it's a sense of honor and duty. And I say that in a lot of reasons, not just because I was a young man receiving it, but I see that, other people, they do need hope. They need hope. They need a way out. So the Marine Corps provides that in peacetime and in wartime, too. But, it shows that, no better friend and no worse enemy.
Absolutely. I have a question for you. How do you keep it clean, the uniform? Is there a special dry cleaner? Because you got a lot of bling on there. And I know it's difficult. You look so good. It's just everything is so shiny and wonderful.
Well, I had to thank my wife for that. Her name is Ikuko Mitchell.
Does it. Yes.
Shout out to his wife. Nice move. Good move. You're like that.
She makes sure that my uniform stays pristine.
Yeah.
And of course the Marine Corps pays me enough to do that.
That's awesome.
Right.
Wonderful.
That's awesome. Well, we appreciate you being here and also sharing your experience, sharing your time, and you and your brother and sister Marines, we appreciate what they're doing too because, like you said, it's hope. These are kids whose parents may not be able to afford to pay for the lights, pay for the rent, put food on the table, and good God, I've got to get Christmas gifts now, and I just don't have the money for it.
Right.
And if those of us who are blessed enough to afford a few toys here and there, well, there's opportunities this weekend for people to donate those toys, whether it's today here at Oakland Mall, tomorrow at Macomb Mall, or on Sunday at Novi Town Center.
Or online.
Or online.
Shop on Amazon.
We love it.
Prime, making Toys For Tots so easy.
Right. And do same-day delivery sometimes.
Yeah. That's the best. Yeah. It's really cool. Have you when you've done some of these events, have you met with some kids in the past and maybe, handed them that toy and seen that look on their face?
Yes, especially in Virginia. As I just got here 4 months ago. So in Virginia.
So your first Michigan winter. Oh, good luck, buddy.
Oh, thank you.
But you're a Philly boy. You've seen some winters.
Yeah, you have.
I heard Michigan get, a little rough.
Yeah. But back in Virginia.
So back in Virginia, I did, I served toys to individual families, and that was it was more time consuming, but it was enjoyable. I really loved seeing their faces, seeing them smile, even seeing them cry, especially the mothers and the fathers that are there.
that.
And it warms my heart and it encourages me to do this again. So every time I'm on this type of duty assignment, I volunteer always.
Yeah, well, thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
And thank you so much to the Marines
Yeah.
and all the volunteers, too, from Toys for Tots.
Yeah, they're
This-
wonderful people.
This is 100% a volunteer operation.
And they work on this all year
They do.
long.
They do. We had meetings about this, back in
The summer.
April
Yeah.
or something? I
Yeah.
can't remember, yeah. Toys for Tots live from Oklahoma Mall, 96.3.